Have you ever noticed a dog at the center of the action, the one others seem to watch before making a move? In almost every group of dogs, there's usually one that stands out, not because it's the loudest or the most energetic, but because the other dogs seem to naturally look to it for cues. This dog might not be running around or barking the most, but its presence is felt by everyone. You might assume the alpha is the loudest or most aggressive. It's a common misconception that the dog who barks the most, pushes others around or acts out is the one in charge. After all, in movies and TV shows, the alpha is often portrayed as the tough, dominant character who gets their way through force. But here's the twist. The real leader is often the one who stops conflict, not the one who starts it. The dog who calmly steps in to break up a scuffle or gently redirects the energy of the group is showing a different kind of power. This is the dog that others trust to keep things under control. True alphas are calm, confident, and quietly command respect. They don't need to show off or intimidate. Their confidence is quiet but unmistakable. Other dogs sense this and naturally defer to them, following their lead without fear or anxiety. It's not about brute force, it's about social influence. The real alpha uses subtle cues like body language and eye contact to guide the group. They set the tone for how everyone interacts, creating a sense of harmony and balance. The dog who diffuses tension with a simple look or body block shows true authority. These small gestures are powerful. They can stop a potential fight before it even starts. Other dogs pick up on these signals and respond accordingly, respecting the leader's boundaries. Think about it. Do you respect the boss who yells, or the one who inspires calm and confidence? The same principle applies in the dog world. The leader who maintains order without chaos is the one everyone wants to follow, both in the office and at the dog park. Dogs are drawn to stability, not unpredictability. They feel safest when there's a steady presence guiding the group. This is why the calm, collected dog becomes the natural leader, while the unpredictable or aggressive dog is often avoided. The real alpha creates safety and order, and others follow willingly. It's not about fear or intimidation, it's about trust. When dogs trust their leader, they relax and enjoy being part of the group. Next time you're at the dog park, look for the dog who manages the group's energy, not the one causing chaos. Watch how the other dogs respond to them. Do they gather around, or do they move away? The true leader is the one who brings everyone together. The true leader breaks up rough play with a calm intervention. They don't escalate the situation, they resolve it. This ability to keep the peace is what sets them apart from the rest. Leadership isn't about being the toughest, it's about being the smartest and most socially aware. The best leaders read the room, understand the needs of the group, and act in everyone's best interest. That's the real secret of the alpha dog. It's not about dominance or aggression, it's about wisdom, empathy, and the ability to bring out the best in others. Watch for the quiet leader. You'll see the difference. Their influence is subtle but powerful, and it's what truly holds the group together. It's a lesson we can all learn from our dogs. True leadership isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels safe, respected, and valued. So next time you see a group of dogs, look for the quiet leader. You might just discover a new perspective on what it really means to be an alpha. What does alpha dog really mean? You've probably heard the term tossed around at the dog park in training classes or even on TV shows, but is it really about being the boss, or is there more to the story? The term alpha dog actually comes from old studies of captive wolves, where unrelated animals were forced together in artificial environments. In those stressful settings, the wolves often fought for dominance, creating a strict hierarchy that researchers labeled with terms like alpha and beta. But in the wild, wolf packs are nothing like that. They're family units led by a breeding pair, the parents who guide and protect their offspring. The so-called alphas are simply mom and dad, not tyrants ruling with an iron paw. So, what does this mean for our dogs at home? For domestic dogs, an alpha isn't a bully or a boss. Instead, the natural leader is confident, calm, and socially savvy. They set the tone for the group, often by example, not by force or aggression. Why should you care about this? Understanding how your dogs relate to each other and to you can make a huge difference in your household. When you recognize the social structure among your pets, you can help create a peaceful, balanced environment where everyone feels secure. If you have more than one dog, you'll almost always notice that one naturally takes the lead. This dog might be the first to investigate new things, or the one other dogs look to for cues. By observing and recognizing the natural leader, you can support the group dynamic instead of accidentally disrupting it. This helps prevent unnecessary squabbles and confusion. Ever wonder why one dog always seems to get the best spot on the couch or the comfiest bed? Or why the others seem to step aside or wait their turn? These are subtle signs of respect for the group's leader, not signs of weakness or fear. When you support the natural leader, you help reduce stress and prevent conflict. The whole group feels more at ease, and your home becomes a calmer, happier place. On the other hand, misreading your dog's behavior as dominance can lead to harsh corrections or unnecessary punishment. This can damage your relationship and create anxiety or fear. Instead, focus on your dog's strengths. Use positive training methods that encourage cooperation and trust rather than trying to dominate your pet. Building a partnership based on mutual respect and understanding leads to a much stronger bond between you and your dog. Being curious about the alpha concept and questioning old myths makes you a more empathetic, effective owner. It shows you care about your dog's emotional world, not just their obedience. Ultimately, it's about understanding your dog's mind and motivations, not just slapping a label on their behavior. When you see things from their perspective, you can meet their needs more fully. That's how you create a happier, safer home for everyone, dogs and humans alike. When you respect the natural order and nurture your dog's social bonds, you set the stage for a lifetime of harmony and joy. Let's bust the biggest myth. The alpha dog is not a bully. Leadership isn't about domination or aggression, it's about calm confidence. True alphas don't need to prove themselves, other dogs defer to them willingly. A bully forces others to give up a toy. A leader's presence makes others offer it up without a fight. Dogs who posture and growl constantly are usually insecure, not confident. Real leaders use subtle cues, body blocks, stares to communicate. Their authority is earned through respect, not fear. Our goal as owners is to build our dogs' confidence, not to dominate them. Leadership is about trust and positive reinforcement, not intimidation. So, what does a true alpha look like? It's all in the subtle signs. Look for calm confidence, a relaxed but alert posture, purposeful movements, and a peaceful energy that influences the group. Leaders claim the best resources without conflict. Others simply make way. They use body blocks or a hard stare to de-escalate tension, not aggression. Leaders often initiate group activities and decide when play is over. They act as moderators, keeping interactions safe and positive. Watch how other dogs react. They look to the leader for cues, approach with respect, and rarely challenge them. Deference is given willingly, not taken by force. The leader's social skills maintain harmony. Their communication is swift, silent, and effective. The group's stability often depends on this quiet authority. Once you spot these traits, you'll see leadership in action everywhere. It's a beautiful display of canine communication. Let's dive into a real-life story that truly brings the concept of leadership to life, showing us that it can appear in the most unexpected ways and from the most unlikely individuals. I once worked with a wonderful family who shared their home with two very different dogs. Buster, a big, boisterous Labrador, and Luna, a gentle, quiet Border Collie mix. At first glance, their personalities couldn't have been more different. Buster always seemed to be the alpha of the house. He was the first to grab a toy, the first to greet visitors, and he always made sure he was in the center of attention. His energy filled every room, and he loved being in the spotlight. But one evening, during a particularly loud thunderstorm, everything changed. Buster, usually so bold, became anxious and started to panic. Luna, on the other hand, remained calm and quietly leaned against him, offering silent comfort and helping him settle down. In those moments of uncertainty, it was Luna who provided the stability and reassurance that Buster needed. Her presence was soothing, and she seemed to know exactly what to do to help her friend feel safe. The family began to notice other subtle signs of Luna's influence. She could claim a toy with just a steady, confident look, and Buster, despite his size and energy, would quietly back off without any fuss or confrontation. Luna never needed to be aggressive or loud. Her quiet confidence and calm demeanor spoke volumes. She led not by force but by example, and the other dogs naturally followed her lead. Luna's leadership was subtle, yet incredibly effective. She became the anchor of the pack, the one everyone looked to in moments of stress or excitement. Her steady presence held the group together. Buster, for all his enthusiasm and energy, struggled with emotional regulation. He was fun-loving and spirited, but when things got overwhelming, he needed someone to help him find his balance. Luna's calm communication and composed body language helped control the social dynamics in the household. She could diffuse tension and bring harmony to the group simply by being herself. Once the family recognized Luna's quiet strength, they began to truly appreciate her unique role. They supported her leadership, and the entire household became more peaceful and balanced as a result. True leadership isn't about being the biggest, the loudest, or the most energetic. It's about who can hold things together when it matters most, who can provide calm in the midst of chaos, and who others naturally trust and follow. That's the real alpha in action, a leader who inspires through quiet confidence, steadiness, and the ability to bring out the best in those around them. One key trait of alpha dogs is how they manage resources. Resources include food, toys, sleeping spots, and even your attention. The alpha doesn't hoard everything. They control access to maintain order. At feeding time, others often wait for the leader to start before eating. If a dog tries to steal food, the leader intervenes calmly, not aggressively. With toys, the leader can claim any they want, but often allows others to play too. Their status is secure. They don't need to guard possessions constantly. This effortless control reduces stress and competition. The leader's calm boundaries create predictability and comfort for the group. High social intelligence lets them manage resources without conflict. The result? A stable, relaxed pack. That's the quiet power of true leadership. If alpha dogs have a superpower, it's social intelligence. They read social cues and emotions, adjusting their behavior to fit the situation. This emotional intelligence lets them prevent fights and keep the peace. They spot tension before it erupts and calmly intervene, often by stepping between dogs. Leaders teach younger dogs the rules with fair, clear corrections, not aggression. Their guidance helps the pack function smoothly. Other dogs follow them out of trust, not fear. The alpha's decisions benefit the group, from finding shade to alerting to danger. Their leadership is a service built on understanding and stability. That's the real secret behind their influence. Now you might wonder, could your dog be the leader? Observe their interactions. Do they settle disputes, claim the best spots, or exude calm confidence? Not every dog is a leader, and that's perfectly fine. Every role matters. Some dogs are happy followers, others are playful or nurturing. The goal isn't to force your dog into a role, but to understand and support their natural personality. Remember, pushy or reactive dogs aren't alphas. They may be anxious or untrained. Your job isn't to dominate, but to be a trusted guide and friend. Provide structure, safety, and support for your dog's unique needs. That's how you build a relationship based on respect and understanding. We've explored the real meaning of alpha: quiet confidence, social intelligence, and harmony. Now, take a closer look at your own dog. Do you see a quiet leader, a playful follower, or something in between? Every dog's personality adds to the group dynamic. Share your stories in the comments. Your experience might help another owner. By learning from each other, we deepen our understanding of dog behavior. Celebrate your dog's unique style, whether they're a leader or a loyal companion. Keep learning about canine communication and positive training. The more you understand, the stronger your bond will be. Stay curious. Your dog has plenty more to teach you.